for you today. So call someone, tell someone that we are on the air. We have in the studio today our newly appointed police chief, Mr. Eric Payne. We're glad to have you with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Glad you're here.
Yes.
We also have the youth president of the NAACP, Mr. Jovan Field. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. And we have the first vice president of the NAACP, Mr. Chris Sain.
Definitely a pleasure, absolute pleasure to be here today.
Well, it's important that we get this dialogue started because there's probably a lot of unspoken conversation about power in our city and about the social issues that's facing our communities. So for those who are just tuning in, this is Community Voices. I'm Terrence Lachey, and you're listening to 91.9 FM, The People's Choice. Talk about that relationship building because the NAACP is in the house today.
Yep.
And we want to talk about the community and the connectedness that we should have. Some of the things that we've done in the community, of course, have been very productive in keeping some peace nationally and internationally. This an emotionally charged time. And there's a lot of inappropriate things happening with police, and then there's some inappropriate things happening with the public that the police is charged to serve. So let's bring the NAACP conversation in, and let's talk about that partnership or some efforts that might be going on. I don't know who wants to start. Whether you want to go with Chris, the first vice president?
I'll start us off, and I'll again extend my congratulations to Chief Payne. I am super excited. You have been a pillar in our community for an awful long time. And so just from a personal relationship to professionally watching you work and all that you do, all that you represent on behalf of the NAACP, man, we're super excited for you. And we look forward to working with and alongside you in any way and capacity that we can. And so with that being said, you know, and everybody here today knows there's plenty of work to do in our community, and strengthening community and police relationships is probably number one on top of that. But I think along with that comes a responsibility and accountability that community members not only have to hold themselves accountable to, meaning how they conduct and handle themselves, how they abide by the laws that are in place. We have a responsibility to maintain ourselves in such a way that we are law-abiding citizens. And it starts with us, but it also translates to our officers having more empathy and sympathy in terms of how we deal with communities of color during these challenging times.
Chris, thanks for sharing that perspective from the NAACP. That partnership goes a long way back. How old is the NAACP in this area?
We are coming up on our 100-year anniversary this year, so we're super excited about that. One of the longest standing entities for people of color, and we are just elated to have not only been around this long, but been a beacon of hope that the community can rely on. Man, every day we are dealing with whether it's civil issues, whether it's housing issues,
right,
discriminatory issues, and so to have 100 years of that, and I'm just happy to be a part of a small portion of those 100 years. We're super elated.
Great, I'm glad to have you, and I'm glad that you are vocal in the community and as well. Dialogue going on with our newly appointed police chief, Eric Payne. We also have the vice president of the NAACP, Mr. Chris Sain. And Chris, talk to us a little bit about some of the challenges that you are aware of where the NAACP has had to step in and to be advocates or to do some assisting in resolving crises or issues relating to our community.
Absolutely, and I want to say, Chief Payne, on behalf of the Youth Council, and I know Javon Fields share this same sentiment, not only do we invite you to our either next upcoming Youth Council meeting or one that fits and aligns with your schedule, but you're more than welcome to get in front of those young people. One thing that you guys have great programs that are awesome for our young people to be exploring. However, one of the challenges that I'll segue into is that oftentimes we are accumulating police records before we even have the opportunity to engage in these awesome programs that the police department has, and so that ends up becoming not even an avenue work or that our young people can pursue because of, like Javon said, like we're in the summertime with just nothing to do, and in that nothing to do period, they may acquire a petty charge for something that without being expunged off their record disqualifies them for being able to pursue great opportunities and programs that the police department offers. And so again, from a challenge standpoint, protecting our young people in such a way where they're not criminalized so instantly for things that we watch our counterparts get off on, get no charges brought against their name, their family, or anything like that. And so again, just being advocates, being supports to our young people to make sure and ensure that they have a future is one of our greatest challenges, because like you guys' racial profile statistics kind of identify, we just from a standpoint of just being targeted, what the targeting of us in our community does is, man, it rules us out for opportunity. And so thankful for employers like Cascade Engineering or Butterboy that gives individuals with criminal records a second chance. But for everybody else, again, it's an uphill battle that we're continuing to face. And so those are some of the nuanced things of this partnership that together we need to combat, we need to work with and around to help our young people have a fighting chance.
Sure. Mr. Sain.
Yeah, I'll end it by talking to our listeners and give this one message. Our police officers are humans just like you and I. What we need to understand and both appreciate is that they have families and they want to go home at the end of the day just as we do. And so we need to have a more asserted effort to not only come together but work together. Like it was stated by Pastor, be law-abiding citizens. And so in no way will we not hold ourselves accountable without holding the police accountable, and vice versa. That's a part of the beauty of the relationship between the NAACP and the police department. And more importantly, I can advocate for Police Chief Payne, that he is just a guy that comes from good stock, a man of great character, and you can be assured that through his 32 years of experience and just through his leadership over the years, man, he's as fair as they come. I mean, when they're wrong, he calls it. When they're right, he calls it. And that's all you can ask for as a community. And so I leave you guys with the fact that we have a lot of work to do, but I am a strong believer that it can be done. We have to be intentional about our efforts. We have to be intentional about how we conduct and carry ourselves, and know that most times they're trying to do their job, and not all police officers are bad, right. And not to paint with a broad brush that all of them are bad. And we have to also be mindful of our actions that are leading to police contact, and make sure that we are cleaning up the way we behave and conduct ourselves. And so you guys know me, I'm going to spread it 100 across the board. I'm going to hold the community accountable. I'm going to hold the police department accountable, but I'm going to also give love where love is due. And so that's how I lead, and that's how I represent every day, 365 days in the community, and I will continue to be that way. And I just want to leave you all with that.
Sure. How can they contact you, Chris?
Same as Javon stated, info@naacpgr.com. We are also active and present on social media as well, Facebook primarily. Our office is at 1530 Madison. We are open 5 days a week. We have people just on board, volunteering their time, but ready to receive all complaints, all issues, all concerns that the community have. And again, we do our best to advocate and be of support and walk alongside those in the community.
Thanks so much for being here, Chris. We appreciate
Thanks for having
all
us.
that you do in the community.